Okay, so I'm making my delicious homemade soup, tomato soup today. There is about a medium-sized onion in here sauteing in olive oil. And you put it in there for about 5 minutes and let it come to, where it's just starting to be translucent. And let's see, then I'm going to add some garlic. Okay, so I've put my garlic in my press. I buy the garlic that's already God, I can do this or not. With one hand, I put a lot of garlic in there. Anyway, so I like it with a lot of garlic flavor. So I've put in probably in that about 3 garlic cloves. Okay, that's my finger. You can tell this is the first time I'm doing this. Anyway, so I filled up my garlic thingy 2 more times. And so there's probably like 6 small cloves in there now. Cloves? I don't know. Okay. Anyway. Let that go for about a minute. And then we're going to add in this is just Walmart's organic diced tomatoes. Now there are a few seeds in here, but I can take those out later. Now this is what I use when I don't want to do it with just regular tomatoes from, you would buy the tomatoes and then blanch them and do all that stuff. I have done it that way, and I have found out that this way is just as good. Hi. Okay, so that's there. Okay, now I'm going to add about a half or a quarter or so of a teaspoon of black pepper ground, fresh ground pepper. Let's see. I also put just a tiny dash of cayenne pepper. Audrey doesn't like things that are too spicy, so I don't put too much of that in there. Okay, there it is. Now, I'm going to add 4 cups of water into the soup. There's 2 cups. And let me pour another one real quick. Woo-hoo. Okay. And now I'm going to add, because you add 1 of these little bouillon cubes per 2 cups, I'm going to add these in. I'm going to break them up a little bit so they dissolve easily. These are the tomato and chicken flavored caldo de tomato. And this will help it dissolve. Okay, fingers get dirty, but that's okay, you can wash them. And now, the reason I use that is it just adds flavor rather than just adding the 4 cups of water in there. So we've got all that. Now, this is a little salty. So when you add your salt, you want to be careful not to add too much. You may not even want to add any salt. So just let it simmer, bring it to a boil and let it simmer. And then after, 10 minutes or so, check it and see if it has enough salt in it. If not, that's when you can add some more. Once this comes to a boil, you'll see it in a little bit. There's going to be kind of a film over the top. You're going to scrape that off the top and put it on simmer. You want to simmer it for about 30 minutes. Okay, so I forgot to tell you to add, I think it's about a teaspoon of basil. This makes it really, really yummy. So I don't really measure things anymore. Now that I've made this a few times, I think I probably will add a tiny bit more than that though. Ooh, it looks so good. I like basil. So, okay, that's probably. It also calls for sugar. Usually I would put in, oh, I do have carrots. Okay, so instead of the sugar, I'll put in a few carrots. And I don't have celery. So normally I would put it in a couple stalks of celery, but I don't have that. But I can add the the carrots, and after 30 minutes, I'll come back and show you what's next. As you can see, the stuff that is coming up on top, this, I think it's just fat. But anyway, it says to take it out. So you just scoop it up and take it out a little bit. When you're done doing that, lower the heat, put it on simmer. I don't put a lid on mine. That way some of the water will evaporate. You'll get a nice, delicious soup. And that's it. I'm going to, once this is done in 30 minutes, since I don't have an immersion blender, I'm going to pour this in batches into my regular blender and liquefy everything, strain out any seeds, and it'll be done. Then you can add, if you want it to be more of a bisque, then just add your heavy cream. I'm just gonna leave this with tomatoes today, since Audrey used all my heavy whipping cream. All right, enjoy.